Chapter 1, Beginnings. Endless to win this starry night, filled with fright and wonder, if I sleepy, will I go asunder of all that come what may. I dream in vivid colors, don't go astray. To the words planted deep within, have I failed to water them, the words, endless, timeless ties and wounds that bind, will they ever find healing? Let's take this journey to the endless deep, where I hurt but cannot weep. Willows serenade in the dark of night, crying the tears that I have not cried, of all the years, the pain, the suffering, the tried. I leap in bounds, and never quite there. I feel the rounds of ache and despair, while the wicked world gets rewarded. Of caring hearts, they aborted, and I am left with the burden heavy laden. As rage boils, I refuse to cave in. They take so much from me, the endless theme of my life, soulless bastards dealing for me, and I keep going, as if my sinking boat is rowing. Filled with baggage I cannot rid of, and there is no olive branch of peace for the winged dove to grab hold of. Yet my mind adapts to the flight of alchemy and airless flight, though my fight remains vigorous, an endless champ determined nonetheless. I cannot drown underneath the pirate's merchant sails. A new world was the old world that used to prevail, chilling, though my stance a bit of chance, I grind away, like the sculptor's hand of David, I must envision a way to master the anvil and break, to create all that I make, my endeavor, and mine enemies unable to take. Of hearth and heart they seek to savage and tear me apart, a woman shattered yet unbroken. If I allowed the sorrow, would these words then be unspoken? Endless words, endless talk, is it ticking? Prickling, agitating, nuisance is brimming, countless hours, and no new scenery for my eyes to see. If stationary, am I limitless, boundless to the experience of a life of words and feelings, to the experience of its meaning, lax, revealing, deceptive world, ever-changing, rearranging, thought and sound. If this were a masterpiece of profound, fluttering energy emerging, what would God's words be? Is the Creator the canvas, a simple muse of enchantress, delicate like rain, sublime? Am I to beg, when is it time? Endless journeys used to be for me hills and valleys, mountains and streams. So many years has my time been in waiting, endless anticipating. I find solace in the thought of wild flowers and rolling fields, where I can find myself revealed. Butterflies, I used to catch these in my tiny child hand. Their dust I would see, stained on me, as if in a dream from another land, where all the time embraces into the one, endless moments. Granny playing Puff the Magic Dragon on her baby grand, then the suffocating of seizures and rapes in his hand on my mouth, I can't breathe. Then the electricity fills my body, and I will never be me, just some remnants of somebody that I used to be. Then Pandora's box floods in like a tsunami, and I unsilence the rapes that have taunted me. Endless rage and melancholy, trying to find nostalgic memories to salvage of my life. When I thought something was good, when I thought something could go right, and I didn't need to voice the pain and rage, to then again be savaged and deliberately misunderstood. Endless ties that bind, and I feel like weeping in the day, but I can't. Is it not my time to mourn? I must be unyielding in my fight, though even the most muscle-bound of men are allowed to give emotion to their suffrage. I am not them. I am a stranger, a refugee in my own land, in my own body, and in my own mind, where the world tries to take over me. I am but a muse to their game, as they seek to frame and cover their iniquities of violating me, and I yearn for endless fields to find me. Chapter 2. Cadence stands a chance for a last dance, where the crickets remind me of frogs singing and leaping lizards dreaming of me, of Cinderella fairy tales, or a wicked world and their spells. Awaken not if I remain the realm of demigods and pentagons, oligarchs and Kremlins, rushing towns like gremlins. But she's got the beat, they say. I seen her dancing feet. Cadence stands a chance for a last dance of holy wars and even scores. Medusa's horns tempt many to apple's core and rose thorns of plenty. But listen, they never did, only heard me spinning in my hamster's cage, bleeding heart filled with rage. I can't turn the page, and none of them loved me, watching me go down that road so far, so deep, into the forest where men won't say I weep. Webs and underground mazes loudly hazes me, jumped, but I no gang of initiate, as I await the rotted fate, damned and doomed, mocking as I spin in my tomb, but I'm not dead. And I have time. Clock masters cannot say what's mine, only the divine. So get your hands off me, do not touch. You don't see me or care, but you see and determine to savagely ravage me, since I was only a twinkling in the eyes to see. Of stars and galaxies, the world is but a fallacy, and they dream a little dream for me. Taken from my bountiful harvest, so many years I toiled that harvest. My table filled, and my cup floweth aboard into the deep blue sea of wonderlands. As they throw crumbs from their hands, dipping into my bounty, looting my array, my table, my harvest, my bouquet of wedding bliss. Dogs wouldn't miss this. Gnawing wolves growl their jaws, digging their canine claws to rip to shreds, as minions run to the awes of pirates' booty, of looting my life. And so I fight, dangerously I fight, not as rioters that scream and take and break things. I am the subtle roar in the night. You did not see me coming. You did not see my sword. You did not see me running or climb aboard. I am that you've seen and violate, and just when you think the world is your oyster to take from my sea of bounty, it is I that can savage hunters take down the runners, but you never see me. Perhaps I summoned the thief in the night that heard my plight and said, I am right, and stands beside me. I remember his voice and think sometimes, I'll let him guide me. You hear, but do not listen, and do not know me. So how is it that you think you could own me? Endless words and possibilities, endless infinities. Does his endless love defend me?